There's an uber successful, wealthy person who's fighting to get out of you. Hey, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. I want to have a very be honest conversation. I had a recent coaching session with someone that, and you know this, have you ever met someone that when they're talking to you, you just want to start pulling your hair out of your head because you look at them and say, there is an uber successful, extremely wealthy person inside of you who is fighting to get out, but this perfectionist, dabbler, fixed mindset individual keeps suppressing them. Do you know anybody like that? Maybe personally, like maybe the person holding your phone right now or watching the show. Well, consider the following. You ready? I said to this individual, fixed mindset. This is what I know. This person's just full of excuses. And by the way, they're really persuasive. They're like, no, see, the reason why I've got this extra 5 pounds on my body is I've got big bones, right? They tell these stories to rationalize why they don't go out and take the action that they should. Do you know someone like that? They're constantly saying things like, well, I couldn't do that because I don't want to be embarrassed. What if I look bad? What if I do it the wrong way? I'm too this for that. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too new to the business. I'm too experienced. I'm a veteran. They have all these excuses and they keep that fixed mindset. We know if you're not in a growth mindset, you're never going to reach your potential. The second one is the perfectionist. This person is a control freak. Do you know someone like that who literally, I need the perfect script, Tom. I need the right the right CRM. If it's not perfect, I can't use it. I need to get organized before I make my phone calls. This person is literally playing a game inside their head, actually thinking that if they had the perfect script and they were organized and they had the right CRM, that would be the reason that they suddenly generated more business and when they became more successful. Listen to me. I know plenty of people that don't have a CRM, that make stuff up as they're talking to clients, but they just care deeply and passionately, and they just take action. You with me on this? So the perfectionist never wins. They keep that uber successful, wealthy person inside you suppressed. But the last one is the dabbler. Do you know any dabblers? They do a little this, little that, little this. They definitely need a little more focus, right? I don't know if I want to call them ADHD or ADD, or if they just get caught up in the shiny penny syndrome. Do you know someone who's oh, look at this. Oh, this is it. This is how I'm suddenly going to become successful. Like they're looking for these get rich quick schemes. And while they're doing that, they're suppressing that uber successful, wealthy individual who's only going to show up, my friends, if you begin to make changes. And my question for you is, of those three, the perfectionist, the dabbler, or even the fixed mindset, which one of those resonates for you? Which one of those is speaking to you as I say it? You and I both know. Awareness is the first step of change, right? The moment you can say, hello, my name is, and I'm a dabbler. God, Tom, I get distracted all the time. Tom, it's true. I've got this fixed mindset. You don't understand because of my past, and this is what I believe, and you don't know my parents, and when I was 3, I wanted a pony, and I didn't get one. Like, they have these stories that they keep bringing to the surface to make it their reality, to protect themselves when no one's attacking, except for that uber successful, really wealthy person who's inside of you fighting to come out. Which of those three resonates for you? Now listen, if you and I were sitting together face to face, I think about the number of people that I've helped in my career have a massive breakthrough. It was always just 3 things. And the last person I talked to that really inspired this show, I said, we're just going to take action on 3 things. Here's how you have a breakthrough. If you're listening, by the way, this is probably going to be a show you're going to send to your teenager. You're going to send to your 42-year-old son who's living in the basement, still smoking weed. You're going to send this to, all of your friends, all of your peers, because you love them and you see their potential and they know they have it and you're looking for a way to help them get it out. Here's the 3 things. You ready? Number 1, you remove all the distractions and you commit to one thing. Now, when I say commit to one thing, I'm referring to one discipline, one behavior. Let's keep it simple. You ready? I'm going to talk to 10 people in my database every day. Now, I know there's 1,000 distractions and oh my goodness, and I'm busy and I've got a showing and then I've got family coming in town. It doesn't matter. You're going to commit to one thing. One thing. Now, I'm old school. Do you remember what are those things called? Dominoes. You guys remember dominoes? Did you ever line up I'm talking to my team here. Did you ever line up the dominoes like with your kids? And then the fun of like hitting that first domino and seeing how many will fall down. I'm looking for what's the one commitment you can make that would be the first domino, metaphorically, that as you push that one, everything begins to happen automatically. Does that make sense? Now, for many people, that could be the discipline of getting up early. It could be the discipline of getting to the gym. It could be the discipline of eating better, stopping doing something that is causing you to not sleep well at night, making your phone calls, perfecting your presentations. And I know perfectionism is on my list, but you know what I mean? Role playing, I should say. The bottom line is, what is that one thing that's going to move the needle for you, that's going to cause you over time to have a massive breakthrough? Commit to one. Number two, this is where it gets interesting. You gotta make promises and verbal commitments to people that love and respect you and will carefront you if they see you not taking the right action. Let me say it to you again. You gotta make promises. Like, Jillian, I commit, I'm going to do this. 5 days a week, like for me, I'm working out 5 days a week since Thanksgiving. I posted on my Instagram stories and I put, this is the number of the 250 I'm gonna do for the year, and I'm telling 40,000 people. Does that make sense? Like, you've gotta put your commitment out there. Now, I know the fixed mindset person gets nervous. The dabbler really gets, oh, what if I find something else that's better? What if suddenly doing 16 videos or trying this or doing that is gonna make my life? No, commit to one thing and then tell all the people around you and give them permission to hold you accountable. Give them, like, tell your coach, tell your manager, tell your best friend, tell your parents, tell your 15-year-old daughter and say, when I follow through on this, I'm buying you X. You with me on this? And incentivize them to just stay on you. Because guess what? When you are going from, here are my goals and here are my behaviors, here are my goals and here's my actions, here's what I say I want, but this is what I actually do, that battle to get you aligned is gonna require more people around you supporting you. You can't do it in your head and you can't do it alone. You know it and I know it. There's a reason why Jenny Craig and AA and church exist. We're better together. Does that make sense? Number three, I wrote down, you should create a massive, painful consequence for not following through. Massive. I go back to old school. I had a thing called MAPS, almost, my goodness, 13, 14 years ago, and I called it the Massive Accountability Program. And I only had, 30, 40 clients that participated in this, but I made them all write me 6 checks for $1,000 each, and I would literally, Carol, who is the one political party you would never want the money to go to? And they would go, I wanted to go to party X. And that's who I would make all the checks payable to. And then I would associate a letter to it, right? You would be surprised the impact of 6 checks to an ex-spouse, 6 checks to a broker who told you you would never amount to anything, 6 checks to a political party you would hate the money to go to, that pain will actually drive you to follow through and take action. Tony Robbins made his entire career on this. We'll all do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. Now remember, we're trying to get us to, this is what we say we want, and these are our behaviors, and we want to align and commit and remove the perfectionist, remove the dabbler, remove that person who's so stuck in their fixed mindset and work beyond that, because the uber successful, wealthy person wants out. Are you with me on this? That person wants out. And the way you're gonna get there is you're gonna commit to one thing. You're gonna follow through every day. You're gonna tell all the people around you, this is what I'm committed to, and you're gonna have a painful consequence, and yes, have a pleasurable thing at the end that's that pot at the end of the rainbow for when you take action. Now I know this is a lot to digest and I'm doing it very quickly, but this is what I wrote down for you. Bottom line, everything that's worthwhile takes longer than you want. You can't just go, hey, let's have a baby. Hit the microwave button and boom, here's your child. No, it takes 9 months. Here's my point to you. Every marketing campaign, every lead generation, every system, every process in your business, everything takes longer than you ever desire. Build a house, it takes longer than you want. Do a remodel, it takes longer than you want. Cement a beautiful relationship, it takes longer than you want to really get deep versus that person that's on an interview with you while you're on a date. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is this, the uber successful, the wealthy person inside you wants out. And the question is, are you going to let them out?